welcome Rahul Sharma. Please welcome your hosts for the evening. ET Now's senior editors, Damini Kumari and Paromita Chatterjee.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and many thanks for joining us this evening to celebrate the achievements of all of you here and, of course, the select few who will walk away with the IndiaMART Leaders of Tomorrow Awards, brought to you in association with Hitachi as well as IndiaMART. Now, it is indeed our privilege to take these awards into their second year, and the participation this year has been overwhelming. So this year, we decided to raise the bar further and ensure that the selection process and criteria was even more rigorous than last year. The results are the Leaders of Tomorrow companies who shine the brightest in their spirit of entrepreneurship and truly set the industry benchmark.
That's right. And our theme this year has been marching along the sands of time, for it's only time that will tell how the fortunes of a small and medium enterprises will turn out eventually. But we're here today not only to celebrate their successes, but also to applaud their grit, tenacity and determination in their fight for survival and in their fight against all odds to make their dreams come true.
But to maneuver through these current sands of time, lest they become a quicksand, is the crucial challenge. The odds are laid out in a statistic which says that only 2 or 3 of every 10 startup ventures actually succeed in the long haul. And yet it is here that the Infosys and HCL technologies of the world are made, and this, as they say, is the proverbial starting point. So here are some important milestones in that journey.
Well, there are more than 26 million micro, small and medium enterprises in India, and together they employ over 60 million people, and more than half of these MSMEs are rural enterprises. The turnover of these enterprises is anywhere between 5 lakh rupees to 500 crore rupees per annum. They're a very important cog in the wheel of the Indian economy, and they are our true leaders of tomorrow. Let's take a look at their story.
26 million of dreams, struggles and victories. 26 million to glory, guts and gumption. From small to big, tales of triumph, of conquest and an unending march. 26 million have marched on the sands of time. They are the growth drivers of the Indian economy, the hidden jewels who contribute almost 9% to the GDP. They account for 45% of India's manufacturing output and 45% of exports. They provide sustenance to over 60 million people. Yet, they exist in obscurity, in nondescript corners, working tirelessly to take India to the next level of growth. 26 million small and medium enterprises. 26 million dreams that refuse to die. 26 million small steps that are helping India take giant strides. They are marching on the sands of time. They are the leaders of tomorrow.
Well, that really creates the backdrop, and at this point in the evening, we'd like to invite Mr. Sunil Lulla, CEO, Times Television Network, to please come up on stage and deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Narayan Murthy, Mr. Dinesh Agarwal, founder and CEO, IndiaMART.com, Mr. Brijesh Agarwal, CEO, IndiaMART.com, distinguished jury members, and we are glad to have a few of you here with us, award nominees, ladies and gentlemen, most welcome to the second IndiaMART's Leader of Tomorrow presented on ET Now. Peter Drucker once said, whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. This evening, we see many of you over here who've made many a courageous decision. And our congratulations goes out to all of you. We've grown from 25,000 entries last year to 50,000 this year, which only speaks both of the success of this initiative and of the growing entrepreneurial nature of this country. This is an achievement that's showcased over 13 categories, and over the last 6 months, ET Now has showcased more than 75 enterprises to over 5 million viewers in India and now in Africa as well as parts of Asia. This is ET Now's way of fueling the spirit of enterprise in partnership with IndiaMART. What makes the award really significant is not just the rigor of the process, but the challenges posed by indeed a very astute and august jury chaired by Mr. Sam Pitroda and 7 other distinguished pioneering professionals and entrepreneurs. A very big thank you to the man who put India on the globe, Mr. Narayan Murthy, our chief guest of the evening, and I'd like you to put your hands together for him. No one better than him really epitomizes the spirit and enterprise of success. It's an honor, sir, to have you with us this evening. Mr. Dinesh Agarwal and Mr. Brijesh Agarwal, we deeply appreciate your support and commitment to the leaders of tomorrow enterprise, and we hope you will be with us for many years to come. So let me welcome you all. This is the new India. This is the emerging India. And let's celebrate your success this evening. To take this forward is going to be a short audio visual which tells you how we started 6 months ago and where we are today. Thank you for being with us.
It all started in June 2011 when entrepreneurs across the country were invited to nominate their companies across a host of categories. The response was overwhelming. ET Now received thousands of entries. Many of them were featured in a 26-week feature series that narrated the incredible success stories of the small and medium enterprises in India. ET Now then tied up with one of the world's most credible names in knowledge management, Ernst & Young, to become the knowledge partners and validate the data of all applicants. A screening jury of eminent professionals across a plethora of industries selected the top 5 nominees from 30 in 15 categories, validated by Ernst & Young. The screening jury met in 3 cities, Delhi, Mumbai and Bengaluru. The top 5 nominees made it to the final round in Delhi. On 11th of November 2011, an eminent jury chaired by Sam Pitroda, advisor to the Prime Minister on Public Information Infrastructure and Innovations, selected the leaders of tomorrow. A constellation of very eminent names from India Inc., Deputy Group CEO and MD of Airtel Akhil Gupta, Managing Director of McDonald's India Vikram Bakshi, Chairman and President of Luxor Group DK Jain, renowned business historian and best-selling author Geeta Piramal, B.S. Nagesh, Vice Chairman Shoppers Stop, Chairman of McCann India Prasun Joshi, and Shivinder Singh, Managing Director of Fortis Healthcare, ensured we had the best among the nominees as the leaders of tomorrow.
Well, we would now like to invite Mr. Dinesh Agarwal, founder and CEO of IndiaMART.com, to please come up on stage and share his thoughts on celebrating entrepreneurship.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. It is a great pride for all of us to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Narayan Murthy, an icon of entrepreneurship in India, Mr. B.S. Nagesh, our jury members, and the entrepreneurs who are shining stars of the Indian economy today. It has been a phenomenal second year for IndiaMART Leaders of Tomorrow, with over 50,000 nominations, which is almost a threefold jump since last year. That tells the success story of this particular initiative and how well it has been adopted by all of you. Leaders of Tomorrow is delivering on its promise of recognizing, encouraging entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs who are giving the shape to the India of tomorrow. IndiaMART.com is very, very proud to be associated and nurturing the enterprising spirit of India. I call upon all my fellow entrepreneurs to lead the change of building a better India while we celebrate this evening of recognizing the leaders of tomorrow, that is you. Thank you and very, very good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal, for that inspiring speech. And now it's time to call on our chief guest tonight, who epitomizes the very core of what symbolizes a truly great entrepreneur. He's someone who's respected not only for creating a world-class organization, but more so for the value he's created, both financially as well as professionally, for all who came into his organization and also his circle of influence. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. N.R. Narayana Murthy.
Well, first of all, let me thank ET Now for their kindness and generosity in inviting me to be here today amidst the leaders of tomorrow. If India is to truly redeem the dream of the founding fathers of wiping the tears of the eyes of the poorest of the poor, the only way we can do is by creating jobs for the masses of India. And that's where I believe that the SMEs have an extraordinary contribution and they have a great responsibility. India is passing through a time when, for the first time in the last 300 years or so, we have been recognized by the outside world as being capable of bringing something to the table. If we have to make this sustainable, if we have to redeem the pledge of our founding fathers, if we have to bring